Hi everyone, welcome back. I've got my eyeshadow roulette video today. So I think this is about my third one of these now that I've done on my channel, and it's a new series which enables me to just use all of my eyeshadows, because on a day-to-day basis, not so much today, I'm very lazy when it comes to makeup. I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow. If I do, I tend to just wear a couple of shades. I never really go for anything colourful like this. So what happens is that I tend to just reach for the same types of shades on a daily basis. So this eyeshadow roulette is just a way for me to make sure I'm using all of my eyeshadows, all of my palettes are getting used throughout the year. And I've randomly chosen 5 eyeshadows to be working on, and originally I did set myself a target of using each eyeshadow 15 times. However, my usage of these 5 eyeshadows is still quite low, and that's because they're all quite dark or they're quite colourful, and I'm finding it really difficult to pair them together to create a look that involves more than one of the eyeshadows. I sometimes have combined 2 of them and done an all over shade with 2 eyeshadows, but yeah, I'm just finding these shades really difficult to pair together. So what happens is I tend to wear one shade one day, the next day I'll wear one of the other 5 shades. So that's really why my usage is so low. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower my target down from 15 to 10 uses, which I know doesn't sound a lot, but like I say, because I am only managing to wear one shade per day, I am getting through them really quite slowly. So I think that's what I'm going to do moving forwards. But in today's video, I'm just going to give you a little bit of an update as to how many times I've worn all of the shades out in front of me here. And I'm going to show you some looks and just my overall thoughts on the shades. Okay, first up is a MAC single eyeshadow, and it's in the shade Patina, and I've got about 8 or 9 MAC single eyeshadows, and Patina I do think is my favourite out of them. It's a really beautiful taupe, but quite a smoky taupe, but like an everyday smoky look. So if you want a little bit of colour on your eyes, if you want to look a little bit grungy but still a little bit sophisticated, but you don't want a full-on glam smoky eyeshadow look, then this is the type of shade for you. I really love this as a way to kind of just give that, like I say, that soft smoky look. Now, it's not swatching too well on my hand, but I will try and show you what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that is quite a warm, smoky bronze shade. Very, very pretty. Like I say, very glam, very smoky, but soft. So the looks that I've created with this eyeshadow are all very samey, they're all very similar. So in this picture here, I have Patina all over the lid, so just a real simple, everyday, soft, smoky look. And then this one here, I'm looking at the photos on my phone. This one I've teamed with Jester, so this one just makes it a little bit more vibrant in terms of the green that's within Patina. But again, it doesn't look hugely different from Patina on its own, but I just wondered what it was like to mix it with a couple of the other colours that I've got in this eyeshadow roulette. And then I've done a similar thing with Toasted Taupe in this picture here, and I think this one just sort of darkens it up a little bit more. So where pairing it with Jester makes it a bit more vibrant in green, this one just darkens it ever so softly and makes it look just a tad more taupe, a tad more purple in shade. It is a very, very pretty colour, Patina, and I have worn it 8 times so far in this eyeshadow roulette challenge, so I'm not far off the 10 target, but I'm still about halfway there for the 15 target. But I think out of the 5 shades that I have here in this eyeshadow roulette, Patina will be one of the easiest ones for me to achieve that target. But I do find it a shame how with this shade I can't really create more interesting and more different looking eyeshadow looks. It tends to just be very, very samey, very similar. But saying that, it is still a pretty shade, and I do like the looks that I managed to achieve with it, even if they all look the same. Next one is Jester, and it's from Makeup Geek, and it's this green one here. So quite a vibrant moss green. I remember this being a lot more lime green in colour than it actually is, which is a little bit disappointing because I did think it was a really bright spring summer lime green shade, but it's more kind of moss in tone, so slightly darker, a bit more grungy. And that picture there is where I've combined it with Patina, so you do see that it kind of is more like a toned down version of how it looks in the pan here. And then with this picture here, I've put Jester on the inner to the mid parts of my eyes, and then on the outer corner I've put Toasted Taupe. There wasn't a huge difference in gradient of that kind of green colour, so I don't think that really worked that well, but it was nice to kind of mix it up and try and create a different look with this one. But again, I feel like this one is a little bit similar to Patina, that the looks are very, very similar. I can do a little bit of an accent with this one, so I can go quite kind of peachy or quite light on the eyelids and then put Jester in the inner corner. But again, this tends to be an all over lid shade. So again, a little bit frustrating that I can't sort of mix up the looks too much, and it tends to look very, very similar. And I have only worn this one 6 times, so I think this is one that I definitely need that 10 target of. 15, I'm just going to get very bored of using this eyeshadow. It swatches beautifully though, it's really, really pigmented, and that's what I love about the Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows. They are super pigmented. I'm not sure if this is picking it up in all its glory, but it is a beautiful, beautiful shade. As you can see, it's quite mossy, quite a dark green, but very shimmery. Again, quite a grungy type of look to be going for. Okay, next one in that family of sort of green and taupey shades that I have in this eyeshadow roulette challenge here is in my Laura Geller TGI Thursday eye and face palette, and it's the shade Toasted Taupe, which is this one here. And again, this one is a really beautiful colour. I've got a lot of shimmers in this, well, I say a lot actually, I think this is the last shimmer, but I have 3 shimmers in this eyeshadow roulette, and I paired this one with Patina here, and it just made the taupe a little bit more purple in tone, and I kept the rest of the makeup quite cool toned as well. I'm trying to swatch this on my hand whilst I talk to you about these pictures. But it's such a flattering shade. I feel like taupe is the type of shade that works on anyone, but especially if you have like a warm complexion or quite kind of light in colouring, because sometimes black and like a charcoal brown can be too intense. Taupe is a lot softer, it's a lot more kind of flattering, it's nothing too intense, but you can still achieve that real smoky look. And then I showed you this picture, but this is paired with Jester, so Toasted Taupe I just kind of put on the outer V of my eye. But again, Toasted Taupe is that kind of shade where I don't really know what else to do with it. I'm very much stuck in how I can pair this with different eyeshadow colours and create different interesting looks. At the moment, with all 3 of these shades, I'm very much stuck in that soft, smoky look. I don't feel like I can really kind of step out of my comfort zone and create something a bit more kind of colourful and interesting without it looking a complete mess. So I have tried to kind of mix all 3 of these shades with each other, so 2, 2, 2, and just see what effect that makes. But yeah, it's all still very soft, very smoky, very kind of soft glam type of look. And with Toasted Taupe, I have only managed to wear it 4 times, and again, this is what I mean, this is the difficulty with trying to pair together eyeshadows that don't really work together. I can't really excuse me, mix and match lots of them, so that is my difficulty at the moment, and that is why I want to kind of move that target from 15 down to 10. Okay, next one is in Fuego, and it's in my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and it's this one here. This is a really difficult one to wear. This is a burgundy red, and unfortunately it is that type of burgundy red that's very patchy. It doesn't blend in very nicely. Even swatching it on my hand there, you can see that it is quite patchy. Not my favourite formulation, definitely not a shade that I would wear as a statement all over lid colour. It is much more sort of little accents or just defining the look a little bit more. So with this picture I have put it as an eyeliner. It kind of worked out okay, but I definitely have to pair it with lots of other shades in this palette here to create a look. My hands are getting so messy. And I think this is the only recent picture I have of me wearing this shade. I think out of all 5 shades in my eyeshadow roulette, this is the one that I wear the least because it is quite patchy. It's very dark, so you need a real light hand, which is why I like to only use it as a little bit of an accent colour or a liner. All over the lid would definitely be too much, too intense for me. I like a real pared back natural makeup look. I have worn it 7 times though, so I am only 3 uses away from achieving that 10 goal, but I am looking forward to kind of getting this one used up so I can start wearing a different shade. But it's not my favourite. I find burgundy red eyeshadows like this really difficult to wear. but you can see it here. It does look quite nice, but hopefully you can see how it is a tricky shade to pair with other shades, and hopefully you can see as well with this lineup of 4 eyeshadows on my hand that none of them really go together, and they are all quite dark, quite colourful as well, so quite a tricky pairing to combine looks. And then 5th and final eyeshadow that I'm working on is one I actually have on today. I have it in my crease and then a Makeup Geek foiled one on my lid, and it's from my Modern Renaissance palette from ABH, and it's in the shade Buon Fresco, which is this mid-toned purple here. Now, again, quite a difficult shade for me to wear because this is quite a cool tone purple, and purples, I think, along with blues, are my least favourite eyeshadow shade to wear. So I've just said that I'm very much a neutral makeup girl, so that's part of the reason as well. But also I've got a warm complexion, so cool tones don't really work that well on me. But also I have quite bad dark circles underneath my eyes, so any shade that is purple, and especially a cool tone purple, just really highlights how bad my dark circles are. So it's not my favourite shade to wear. But saying that, it is quite sort of light in tone, so I have tried to just run it through the crease or been like really light-handed with it. So I've tried to kind of make it work. And I've tried to make it a bit more vibrant today, so this is how today's look looks, but again, it's still very cool toned. And in this picture here, I think I've just kind of concentrated it in the outer corner and then put a real light purple or a light ivory sort of in the inner to mid as well, just to brighten it up a little bit. So I suppose this is much more of a toned down version than what I have on it today, so probably a little bit more wearable. And then in this one I've kind of done the same as well. I've got a real shimmery lid and then just a bit of Buon Fresco in the crease, and then a purple liner as well. But you can see that these shades aren't really for me, they don't really work too well with my colouring, but I am trying to sort of mix it up a little bit and just try and get this shade used. And I have mixed it here with Toasted Taupe. So what I've done is I've put Buon Fresco again in the crease, and then I put Toasted Taupe on the lid and try to kind of gently combine the two. And that one kind of worked okay. Again, still not the best shades for me because they are still fairly kind of cool toned overall, but just trying to find different ways to wear these shades and trying to wear them together as well. And then this one I've gone a lot more vibrant. I think the purple was from the Norvina palette. So again, Buon Fresco in the crease and then one of the purples from Norvina on the lid as well. So this one I think is slightly more warmer in tone, and I think this one looks better on me compared to some of the cooler tone purple eyeshadow looks I've made. And again, I wore this shade 4 times. So this is another one that I want to kind of, once I've hit that 10 target, be done with and move on to the next one. So unfortunately that feels a little bit like an underwhelming eyeshadow roulette update. The looks are all very, very similar, unfortunately. I'm gonna try my best to try and switch up some looks with these shades, maybe get on Pinterest and try and find some more interesting makeup looks as well, because they are all very, very similar. But they're just really tricky shades to kind of combine together and come up with new and interesting eyeshadow looks for. So I am very much hoping by the next makeup eyeshadow roulette update that I can be done with all of them potentially. I'm just going to check my figures. So Patina and Fuego definitely, because I only have 2 uses of Patina left and 3 for Fuego. And then Jester, I've got 4 uses left and then 6 uses left of ABH and Laura Geller. So if I really put my mind to it, then hopefully I can use all of those numbers up within the next month. And then hopefully in the next update as well, when it comes to choosing some new shades, hopefully I can get shades that pair a lot better together than how these 5 have. But thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope it was interesting, and stay tuned for my Shop My Stash video coming next.